the staffers. We had many conversations, in fact, appointments, where we sat down with 20 minutes and showed Building 7 coming down and the Twin Towers coming down to these staffers and science advisors. And we did deliver packets to all 541 congressional offices, and we have a few more to go to follow up this week. But they have the information, and they're going to be held accountable, our congresspersons, by their constituents. We have supporters, of course, in the 9/11 Truth movement all throughout, in every congressional office, and we're going to be having them do the follow-up for us directly with their local offices. It's a political activity as well, trying to get an investigation. That's the mission of AE 9/11 Truth, a real investigation that accounts for the evidence of thermite, nanothermite, free-falling buildings, very explosive information that evidence that has to be gotten into the public record. They're just not going to be able to run away from it for very much longer.
Richard, I think they're trying to overshadow your research, Dr. Jones's research, my work, and many others that are out there taking action. And the fact that polls show globally, not just in the U.S., but more and more statistically, people are not buying the official fable that was the pretext for the wars, the domestic takeover, the naked body scanners, all of it. But I think you've got this Rockefeller-funded, Fox News owner-funded mosque. I don't think the imam's bad, but he's clearly a globalist, goes to the Davos forums. You've got this kind of, I guess, Christian Zionist-type church out in Florida that is wanting to burn the Koran. And whereas I support the free speech rights and the property rights of the mosque builders, and I support this preacher's right to the First Amendment to burn the Koran, I don't like it, but I have to support his right. Bottom line, I see the media hyping this to create a clash of civilizations ahead of an Iran strike. I mean, this is perfect timing to kind of re-invoke 9/11 and Muslims and Christians at each other's throats. And so that's why it's so important that you're doing this and other people are doing this right now, and they've got the TV ad running very successfully in New York with the victims' families calling for a new investigation and talking about Building 7. So it's great to see real patriots who love truth on the offensive as a counteroffensive. Do you agree that all this mosque stuff and burn the Koran stuff looks pretty suspicious right now?
Oh, yeah, but in addition, what we're doing is we're having a press conference for that reason right in front of the new Building 7 at the corner of Vesey and Greenwich Streets. A press conference tomorrow, Saturday at 2 p.m. In order to, and we're getting this press advisory out today to 100 media outlets inside of New York, so we can have them come and listen to the family members decry this non-issue, so we can get to the real issue, which is the explosive demolition of
That's
the
right. The surviving,
of their death.
The surviving firefighters, police, medical workers, the families, surviving victims, they've already been out and had press conferences, and I'm glad you're having another one, saying, look, we don't want to hear about the mosque. We want the health care we've been denied, and we want a new investigation.
Yes, of Building 7 and the Twin Towers controlled demolition. I mean, this is the story of the century, don't you think? It is, Alex. Some enterprising journalist could break this story and get it published and take all the credit for all the work we've been doing for 9 years.
Well, that's right. The media really doesn't want the families and the victims and the families' victims. I mean, they don't want them to be seen out there. They want to use the pain of 9/11 as the pretext for more war and control, and they want to speak for the families of the victims. But so that's why it's important people actually hear the families themselves.
And those families will be there at the press conference calling upon 1,270 architects and engineers to investigate the evidence which points to the real cause of the death of their family members. So we're happy to be supportive technically to that pursuit of justice, truth.
And that's tomorrow in front of the new Building 7, Larry Silverstein's building at 2 o'clock.
That's right.
Now, we're going to go to break in a moment, come back with a final segment with Richard Gage. But, Richard, get back into this new evidence. I mean, you guys have been able to really triple confirm all this, and why this press conference yesterday was so important.
Well, these These microspheres, the iron microspheres, are endemic in all of the World Trade Center dust, and in fact, USGS found them and documented them first, and other environmental firms like R.J. Lee. These previously molten iron microspheres comprise 6% of the dust in some cases found on top of the Deutsche Bank building, everywhere, really. And by the way, they say. Our supporters of the official story will say, "Oh, that's just from the cleanup equipment and the welding and so forth." No, these are up on top of the high rises. They're collected, even some samples, 10 minutes on the Brooklyn Bridge. A sample was collected within 10 minutes of the collapse of the towers. So no, these are not polluted, and it's documented very well by official sources. These have the evidence in them, the chemical evidence of thermite, including aluminum, iron, oxygen, silica, other very, very clear chemical fingerprint of thermite.
All right, Richard Gage, stay there. Final segment straight ahead, then a news blitz and your phone calls.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb Kay's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb Kay.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb Kay was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What do you have to lose? Stop the calls now. Get out of debt and have more money. Get Herb Kay's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 800-405-7850. That's 800-405-7850. 800-405-7850.
If you owe money to the IRS, you can't make the problem go away by yourself. But with the help of Dan Pilla, you can get your problem solved once and for all.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. For 30 years, I've helped thousands of people solve their tax debt problem, and I can help you solve yours too. We take a very simple but proven 3-step approach to solving your problem. First, we stabilize IRS collection actions so you don't have to worry about the IRS seizing your bank account or paycheck. Next, we build a comprehensive plan to get your tax debt reduced to the fullest extent possible, sometimes even completely eliminated. And finally, we work with you every step of the way to get your problem solved once and for all. Call us for a free consultation. Call 1-800-346-6829. We'll work together to get your problem solved, guaranteed.
Dan Pilla has been protecting taxpayers from the IRS for 3 decades, and he can help you too. Call us today at 800-346-6829. That's 800-34-NO-TAX.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that it could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com. Why is 9/11 truth so important? It is the pretext for the wars, the destruction of the Bill of Rights and Constitution. It is the pretext for the dismantling of our republic. And I've got the head of Homeland Security, Napolitano, saying another 9/11 is coming. So they're out there hyping that, and they've got to take your rights, take your freedoms, and enslave you to keep you safe from the Muslims. Meanwhile, they do everything they can to stir up the Muslims by invading their countries, lying about WMDs. And the Pentagon knows this is stirring them up. You, the citizen of this nation, you are the target. The West is the target of the New World Order. And that's why it's so exciting what Richard Gage is doing. Richard, more dealing with the press conference at the National Press Club. I would imagine the people that really carried out these attacks are starting to really get concerned.
I hope so. They should be. Americans are waking up. It's a whole different story now, thanks to you, your listeners who are out there in the streets raising awareness. On the 11th of every month, the people are giving away DVDs. The people who are accepting these or are being confronted with this information in the streets are more receptive. There is so much greater receptivity this year compared to 5 years ago. It's an awakening. It's just really quite incredible, and we're delighted to have been to be part of that, because we can be used. The architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth have produced a lot of material, researched by others like Dr. Stephen Jones and Niels Harrit, and many others who have done the work well before us. You, of course, from the very beginning and even before. But Dr. David Ray Griffin, who came along, got his message and books out there on the radio, which was what kind of woke me up about 4 years ago. I knew nothing. I was a Reagan Republican. I was a regular, architect, and all of a sudden I'm being hit over the head with a 2x4 that reality is different. It's not the same. I'm not living in the same country all of a sudden that I was, because if 9/11 was some sort of an inside operation, that changed everything. And I realized I had to, when I looked around, where are the architects and engineers who are talking about this? And there were almost none. And now we've got 1,280 of them on our petition, and we're many more that have become aware that won't, for the unfortunate reasons, like they don't want to be discriminated against or lose their job or something, they won't sign our petition. But the millions of Americans are waking up to this. Well,
Richard, we salute your courage, and we salute the other architects and engineers and physicists and the peer-reviewed journals for their courage. And, it's simple. You're faced with a lie this big. If you buy into it, if you submit to this lie, then they'll tell you DU isn't bad for you when they know it's killing people en masse. They'll body scan you with radiation and say they're not recording the images and get caught lying. Yeah, I mean, the point is, clearly, this isn't freedom that's being foisted on us, and it has nothing to do with keeping us safe from terrorists. This is what's happened to every other third world country where its own military-industrial complex takes it over in the name of keeping people safe. It's just a 21st century, more sophisticated version of it. And Free Humanity is challenging this lie on every front. And I hope folks will go to the press conference tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, there at Building 7, the new Building 7 at Ground Zero, and be part of that and support the families of the victims and the firefighters and police and others that are going to be there with you. I look forward to having you on next week to give us a quick report on the aftermath of this weekend, as well as Luke Radowski and others from New York and other vigils and demonstrations that are being held, not just in the United States in every major city, but worldwide. Richard Gage, thank you so much for joining us. Fire out quickly the website for Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth.
Yes, it's ae911truth.org. And look into the sky in New York City for something special on the evening of 9/11.
All right, great job.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. GAIN.com. Check them out today.